Excitement. Good morning,
Good
Teneille,
morning.
Alonzo.
How are you?
Good. I'm great, and I would look even better with that chain that you have on. I think it will look better on me. How are you doing
Oh,
this
I'm
morning?
doing very well.
We're
It's
going to be
awesome
talking
to be
about
here.
creating wealth. You, of course, you're a financial manager, and you're the creator of this exciting event called
Money mixer.
Master Money Mixer, which we'll
Yes.
talk about in a bit. But I want you to give us 5 tips. 5 tips for creating wealth. Because it's an arc. You can start, and people accumulate wealth at different times in their lives.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
we have people who might be senior and thinking about retirement. We have people now joining the workplace and thinking about building their homes and so on.
Yes.
Give us some tips.
Well, the first tip I want to share with Trinidad and Tobago is that you must pay yourself first.
Okay.
So the wealthy, most times they will pay themselves first, but persons who aren't so wealthy or broke,
Yeah.
let's put it like that, they pay everybody else but themselves. So you ask the question, why are we working?
Yes.
Are we working because we're just there to pay bills? Or are we there to also create wealth for ourselves generationally?
And that's savings or paying yourself to...
Pay yourself first. Of course, savings would be involved in that
Okay.
and other things.
All
But
right.
I mean, it
So
comes
take
under
a
the-
bit of your money
you
out.
must take at
Yeah.
least 10% of what you earn and you pay yourself.
Some people are
first.
going to be like, how can I do that when I'm just over broke? JOB.
Right. But that is the fund in which you're going to use to create wealth for yourself.
Okay.
So when you pay yourself first and you accumulate that, you can have something to create more wealth for yourself.
Okay.
So the second tip is manage your debt.
Right.
I mean, we're in a season where everybody's tempted
Go crazy.
to go crazy
Yes.
and acquire more debt.
Yes.
But you have to manage your debt. Look at your debt ratio. So if your debt ratio is more than 30%, something is obviously, alarming there. So you should look at your debt, but also look at what kind of debt you have. So a lot of us have debts that are what we call consumer debt.
Right.
It's not creating wealth for us.
Okay, so you're just shopping for items that
That are not
that have no
creating any
value
value
in
for
terms
you.
of
Right? So
revenue.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
go in, I'm not going to try to,
Yeah, yeah.
be too specific because
Yes.
I know there are some industries that thrive on
Yeah.
persons' inability to manage their debt well. But what I'm saying is that if we get to that place where we can manage debt in a way that creates wealth for us, we're definitely on the road to wealth.
Give me an example of managing debt to help create wealth.
All right. So, for example, if you purchased a piece of land, or if you purchased, for example, some people take loans to put into shares,
Okay.
right? So, in a way, that loan is a debt, but
Right.
it is creating an asset.
Okay.
All right. So that's another way. So sometimes you may not be able to buy land because land, land
Yeah.
is very expensive now.
Yeah.
But there are ways that you can create wealth with debt.
Okay.
That is actually, beneficial to you overall.
Tip number 3.
Tip number 3, get insurance.
Okay.
People don't understand. This is so critical. Most of us cannot save what we need for what we need in the future based on anything that could happen, accidents, critical illness, etc. And putting a certain percentage aside where you can have lump sums is really how persons get wealthy. I'll give an example. Most persons, when they have kids, for example, they would probably take out a savings plan. But think about it. If you have a child and you took out a life insurance policy of, let's say, 150,000, that will grow in cash value for 20, 25 years. They now have an asset that they can use.
Okay, so it's like passing on the wealth.
You're passing on wealth, but you're also creating an asset for them, but
Right.
also for yourself. And also this question of the percentage, because when you look at a premium, it's very small compared to what you're actually reserving.
Right.
So, and that's how the wealthy stay wealthy.
Right.
They take out tons of insurance.
Okay, thanks for telling us. And tip number 4.
Tip number 4 would be invest in assets that are wealth generating.
Okay.
So we need to ensure that, a lot of times, we look at just the now. We look at, I want my hair to look good. I want, certain things to look good. But we need to focus on maybe sacrificing a little bit.
Right.
So that we can look at generating wealth through assets that are generated for us.
Okay, give us a
And
final tip.
The final
before
tip
we...
is to develop an estate plan.
Okay.
Because part of being wealthy is the art of transferring wealth. We know of many unfortunate situations where persons left the scene and they did not prepare well in terms of transferring wealth. So it gets stuck.
Yes.
Imagine you're living for 50, 60, 80 years, and you've worked so hard, and your family is not in a position where that wealth could be sustained.
Right.
So have an estate plan, a will, a trust fund. Ensure that whatever you've created through your sacrifice and hard work, that it is maintained.
So, some good tips there.
Yeah.
Tell us about your Master Money Mixer.
All right, so Master Money Mixer really was created as a response to help persons develop practical plans towards creating wealth. And you know, I wanted to do something a little differently, because most times you go into a workshop and you get all this information, but I wanted to engage persons in a way that they can access individuals who have already been successful. And I mean, at this juncture, I would like to say that I'm grateful to you. You are going to be our next speaker.
I am.
At the Master Money Mix on the 5th of December at La Cantina Lounge. And I'm really excited because...
Well, I'm excited too, because it's my first Master Money Mixer.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
You know, I'm excited to see what it's about.
So it's an opportunity for people to meet and mingle, because at the end of the day, also wealth is not just about what what financial reserves we've created. It's also the relationships that we have.
Right.
You speak to persons who are successful, and it's not just about you know, the information that they have in their head, but how they're able to execute. And many times it's the relationships that help us to move and leverage.
So you're going to have a lot of people there asking me questions.
Well,
is that the plan, Teneille?
Because you are certainly somebody who is a role model for not just the creatives, but generally you've created businesses that have been successful. And we want to understand your journey, because it's an understanding that we could also interpret how we can get on that path as well. So we really appreciate you coming on. We also have Mark Forgini, who has created a wonderful, I would say, a kind of like a sort of, he's created a buzz around innovation.
Right.
All right, so he has the Maruga Hill rice. We know about the Maruga Hill rice. And he's created an invention that is going to deal with food security, not just in Trinidad, but across the world. So he's going to be talking about his journey in patenting his designs and how he's created wealth for himself as well.
Okay, well, I look forward to that, and I look forward to seeing you there if you have any questions for me or Mark. And it's on the 5th of December.
It's on the 5th of December. We also have one in Tobago on the 8th of December. But right now
why
we're
didn't
promoting.
put me on that one?
Well, it's a Master Money weekend. So persons can come to Trinidad, and of course to Tobago. It's La Cantina in Trinidad on the 5th. On the 8th, it's at the Apex Bar and Grill. It's from 6 p.m. Persons can access information at the mastermoneymixer.net.
All right. Thank you so much, Teneille, for coming on the program and sharing that and giving us some tips at the same time. And I'm going to give you a tip. You have to stay where you are, because Zaya just walked into the studio. So you know what's up next. Very talented, cool kids after the break.
Awesome.